What if someone you lost who had died returned? This episode of AfterBuzz TV is brought to you by the powerful and riveting new drama, Resurrection. You won't be able to stop watching or talking about it. Resurrection premiering on Sunday night, March 9th at 9/8 Central, only on ABC. You're not going to want to miss it.
Mr. Langston, did your son go missing, sir? I haven't. He's okay.
My son died 32 years ago.
What if someone you lost returned?
Daddy!
Honey, who is it?
Jacob. I'm coming home.
The television series event begins.
You're not the only one, there's others.
Tell the world.
Resurrection. Series premieres Sunday, March 9th on ABC.
You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's Nashville After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Nashville After Show.
Yeah! Woohoo!
We're back!
Yay! Hey guys, welcome to the AfterBuzz TV show for Nashville, Season 2, Episode 15. We're back after 2 weeks off. I'm your host, JJ Jurgens, and I'm joined here by...
Hey everyone, I'm Violet Kanian. So good to be back.
Hello everyone, I'm Marisa Serafini.
And engineering we have...
Phil Svitak.
All right. Well, before we dive into tonight's episode, I want to tell you about a great TV show, which I think you guys will really, really like. Obviously, you heard Maria mention it at the top of the show, but we just want to kind of give you a little more info about it.
Okay, so imagine someone you know that died and then came back.
I think that would be so awesome. If my grandma was at my doorstep, I would... it'd be the happiest moment.
It's absolutely insane, and that's exactly what happens on a new drama called Resurrection that takes place in Arcadia, Missouri, and it's on ABC. Residents who in that town who have died, they keep coming back.
Oh, that's crazy. It all starts actually with 8-year-old Jacob, and he reunites with his parents, and they're totally confused, which we all would be, because Jacob actually died 32 years ago.
It's crazy, but it's such a fun premise, right?
Yeah,
it's insane. And the mystery deepens and deepens as more and more people keep coming back.
Yeah, and just in the previews alone are so powerful, and they just have me asking so many questions. I mean, are they really the same people? Where did they come from? And I mean, how do they fit back into this world? It's
and I love it because it's exactly what AfterBuzz TV loves to talk about, and everyone's going to have their own theories. It's awesome.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of predictions, a lot of things to be said about that one. And unlike other shows, it's not just about zombies or aliens.
Yes.
It's totally new, and it'll be impossible for you to try to guess what's going to come next.
I freaking cannot wait. When does it premiere?
Well, Sunday, March 9th on ABC at 9/8 Central. Once again, that's ABC's Resurrection, premiering Sunday, March 9th at 9/8 Central.
I know where I'll be.
Yeah, me too. It's going to be awesome. So you AfterBuzzers, you should check it out too. All right, now let's dive back into some Nashville.
Woo! Oh, yes. Such a good episode tonight.
It was, huh?
I really liked it. It was interesting how they started the episode sad and then they ended sad, but throughout the whole, most of the majority of the episode was kind of upbeat despite what happened.
Totally agree. And I thought, again, I mean, we always talk about how great the music is, and I thought in this episode particularly, it's like so many great musical numbers.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, I wish they could have like an album just of today. Like, it was so good.
Yeah. It was great. Let's start out getting a little bit in talking about the great music. We had a new band formed tonight. What do you guys think about the new group?
I like the three because, you know, they're friends and we've seen them in season 1 and 2. They're more like acquaintances, but now they've built this relationship, and now that Avery's kind of a nice guy. It's nice to see these three people just band over something they love, and also supporting someone else that's, you know, helping, trying to restart his music career too. So it was just, it was a fun friendship, and hopefully, you know, something that we can see more in the future.
Yeah, I loved how they were all helping each other in a sense. Like, the three people were helping Deacon, but Deacon was helping Zoe. jumpstart her career right there at the freaking Bluebird.
Yeah.
Like, who gets to sing kind of the first time at the Bluebird or second time? It's insane. And yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, I did too. I thought it was just refreshing. You know, there's so much backstabbing and people out, you know, to get each other. And I thought it was really refreshing to see them. And it was just a great group of people. Sorry, my wife keeps saying. I started thinking like just how much. It seems like you can really tell that they get along as people in real life and on the set, that they have a good time, and I think it's really showing in these type of things that they're doing now.
And I love that Deacon took a step back and kind of let them shine, because everyone knows Deacon is awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it was great to see Deacon, you know, have them, you know, finally get into the spotlight and help them along. And it like great bands and great groups just start off that way as great friends doing something that they love, and then if they're so good at it, then you know it becomes a thing and they get more successful in that way. So it'll be fun to watch them.
I think so too. Normally I would just want all Deacon all the time with nobody else, but I actually really liked these guys joining them.
I miss our Deacon talks.
It's good for Deacon too, because he's more seasoned than they are, so it's nice to go back to young people and have that young energy to rejuvenate your career in that sense.
Yeah, and especially when he was like upset because they pushed him, you know, later to midnight, and it was nice that they were like, no. I thought that was great for him to come back and say, no, you reminded me what music's about and what it's, you know.
Exactly. So, any artist starting out would have been like, okay, I'll go on at midnight. I don't care. Yeah. So it took him a little bit to kind of.
Well, and there's so many times in life too when you're like you start to complain about things, or you know,
and you're like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
You know,
to appreciate those times. So that was nice.
And it's fun to have the young people be like, well, we're not going anywhere. We can stay till midnight. Sure,
we're not getting sleepy.
We don't have any problem.
Suck it up, old man. It was great. There was also a new connection now between Scarlett and Liam. Are you guys a fan of this new relationship?
No. Violet and I, we watched the episode together, and I think I called it the beginning. I'm like, what if those two hooked up? What would you think about it? And we did not like it. I don't like it.
He's corrupting her. He started corrupting her with the pills. He's gonna. Oh, I don't like it. Leave her be. She's so innocent and sweet and a butterfly. Let her be.
Yeah, and after he took her personal journal in a few episodes ago, I mean, I wasn't on the after show to talk about it, but I was so mad at him. I'm like, you don't do that to Scarlett, who's brand new in this industry, and yes, you're trying to help her and start her writing career and singing and stuff, but that's not the ideal way to go about it. And then knowing that he's capable of doing something that mean to someone, and then them two ending up together, I'm like, Scarlett, he's just not a good guy.
Yeah. And I couldn't get over, I couldn't get over the fact that he's been with Rayna, too. I was like, well, you've been with Rayna, and now this is, basically Rayna says at the beginning of the episode, you know, that treat her right because I have everything riding on her. So it's like, there's so many different levels, even if they hadn't had a relationship together, just because they have this professional relationship, that's a big boundary for him to cross to then do that with
But I don't know if I'm blaming Liam completely, just because he did kiss her, but then he did say, you know, out of respect and him working with her, that don't worry, that's not going to ruin our working relationship. And I really feel that he meant that. But then she was like, oh, I'm good, it's all good, you know, let's go, I like you. But then I don't know, Scarlett's in a vulnerable position right now, and I feel like he's taking advantage of that.
I agree. When at least if maybe a couple of weeks had gone by after, you know, she's spent the night in the studio, and then she just gets done telling him all this stuff, seeing both of her exes, and, you know, there's a lot going on.
And her uncle.
Yeah. So
she's feeling lonely.
Yes. I think he should have still shut that down for a while.
But then, do you guys think that he's really helping her career? I think he's really doing her a service, because she's not going to be, you know, a little bubbly pop country star, country pop. I think she's going to be a more raw artist. So I like him for that. But,
I do too. I think he's taking her song and is pushing her to grow and develop. So yeah, I like that.
But
But again, he is somewhat shady, and you can't really trust him.
He's a little sleazy.
Yeah.
I think because she's so sweet, too, it makes her seem so young to me. Because I kept thinking, oh, he's so much older. But I'm like, well, he's probably really not that much older. But I think it's just because her character is so kind of naive and sweet that it just seems like she is.
And I feel bad that like Liam's kind of taking advantage of her because she is lonely and she's new and she doesn't really know. She's naive to this music industry, and then Liam's taking advantage of that.
Absolutely.
I agree. Well, let us know what you guys think about this new developing romance. Go ahead and go to iTunes. Give us your comments. Rate and comment. We'd love to hear what you guys think about it and other things you'd like to hear us discuss about these heated episodes. Yes. So, let's go in to talk about Juliette's transformation this episode.
Oh my gosh. When what was his name? Howie V. Weird. When Howie V was all so excited about her, I got really excited too, and I was like, oh my god, this is it. She's finally gonna break out again and be like this huge star. But then when he was so eager to be like, okay, you're gonna get recording time, it's on me, don't worry about it, and kind of telling Glenn, and then at the end he told Glenn to go get coffee. I was like, hold up. You don't tell Glenn to go get coffee. Come on now. He has been through hell and back with that girl. You don't know. So I'm really, really happy that she knows where, you know what I mean.
And I think Howie V, yes, he has a lot of money, and he seems like he's genuinely interested in Juliette's career and trying to help her start this LA new lifestyle. But the thing is, like, he's too gracious, and he's giving way too much to the point where I'm questioning him, like, what are his real intentions behind this?
I feel like he's trying to make her a
It's
pop
like,
star.
you're going to give her all these things up front, but what are you going to expect from her later on?
Yeah, totally agree with you. I'm almost expected for that shoot to be like a not so clean shoot or something, because I just was getting the skeevy vibe from him.
How weird. I wasn't getting that vibe from him, but I just thought he just wanted to change her completely. She's a country star. She is. At the end of the day, she does country, and I feel like he was going to wash all that out and make her pop.
I didn't like him from the moment when they toast too at the dinner table and they leave out Glenn. I was like, oh, I don't like this guy. I know. I mean, come on. I'm so happy with how that ended up though, because Glenn has been to hell and back with her. If she would have, I think they did a great job in making her like come around and stay true to him, because I mean, if she would have been mean to Glenn or like that would have been a tough one to forgive.
And when she got those photos, I'm sorry, I'm like laughing just thinking about it. Those photos were so awful.
They were terrible.
They were so bad. But I found it a little sad why Glenn, he felt this was probably the first time we saw any competition with controlling Juliette's career. And then, so this one guy comes in, but he feels a little bit vulnerable and being stepped over, and then he walks away, and I'm like, that was so easy, Glenn. Come on, you've had this whole career with Juliette, and you're gonna walk away that fast.
But I feel like he's doing it for Juliette in a sense that
I get that. Like, he did have good intentions.
Back. You go be with him, like let him manage you and produce you and be the huge star that you want to be. Let me just walk out gracefully.
And that's what's so sweet about Glenn, why we all love him, because he is always like, anybody else you might have thought that was a power play or being manipulative. It's like, no, he really felt like, okay, if there's somebody else who can get you where you need to go, then I've taken you as far as I can. I need to get out of here,
Especially where she was right before that.
And I love Juliette's growth and as a person in this character, because she's gone through so much with her career completely spiraling really fast, and then her to grow from that so soon and be like, no, you have been by my side this whole time, and I need you now. Don't walk away. I'm not. You're not walking away. You're not fired, or you're not leaving.
You can't quit.
You can't quit.
Old Juliette wouldn't have done. I feel like old Juliette would have been like, okay, I'm gonna go with whoever's gonna make me a star.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, and I agree. And even when she was singing with the big orchestra, I mean, it was amazing. I thought it sounded great.
That was awesome.
Such a So, I do also liked it all. I like it all stripped down, like what she chose in the end, and when she's just standing there in the Bluebird with barely any makeup on and choosing her roots. It's like, I like that.
And that shows Juliette's personality as a true artist, because I mean, you can get lost in the whole glamour of having everything so grandeur in front of you, and that you kind of get that tunnel vision. But then being that true artist, be like, no, I'm gonna go raw. I'm gonna go natural. this is who I am. That just shows her as
She
a
could have been a
performer.
sellout for sure.
Exactly, and she
chose
wasn't.
Not to.
And this is where I kind of become a fan of her and Avery's relationship now too, because she did see like how fun it was how proud she was to see him up there singing with Deacon and having like his moment to shine. But I think all appreciating how much more fun it is when you have your success with friends and the people that love you around you too.
Absolutely.
So it was kind of neat.
Yeah, that was a cute moment, and I don't know. I just remember watching it and thinking, I was like, wow, Juliette, who has a amazing career already, and she can just walk into the Bluebird without anyone like really noticing. She just being so natural among the crowd. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And supporting her boyfriend.
I like them together too. I feel like they're not hurting anybody. They're just together. And
Yeah.
they're so good for each other.
Yeah.
I like it.
I think so. I do too. All right, let's move on, talking about a little of the darker parts of this episode. So Teddy's been kind of caught up in some lies here.
And they're unraveling very fast. You know, I'm very surprised. You know, it's so funny. I was watching the episode and I'm thinking, I still want to choke him and kill him and wring his neck. And from the beginning, I've hated this guy. Like, I've hated his character, not the actor, his character, which means he's such a good actor that he makes me hate him so much.
You love to hate him.
Yeah, exactly. And then at the end, when we see him kind of breaking down, it's kind of like, whoa, he does have feelings. He is feeling guilty about what he did. And he's telling the lawyer chick, what was her name?
Megan.
When is she leaving?
Yeah. We were watching it, I'm like, oh, she's still there.
Right?
Yep.
She's still
I'm
around.
just hoping pretty soon she migrates over to Teddy, though.
They'd be great together. I would root for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
We'll
thought
save
for
that
a
for
moment
predictions.
maybe something would have happened with Teddy and Megan.
I did
was
too.
like, they were getting kind of close there.
I think she might have been thinking about it when she went to bed with Deacon that night. I mean,
Yep.
I mean, first of all, she slides into bed at 2:45.
All sneakily.
Deacon, I think I'd be asking a few more questions.
Yeah.
What were they two doing together so late?
And she was going to dinner with the client.
Yeah.
She didn't say who,
Yeah.
what, where. Okay.
Yeah.
Secrets.
So wrong.
That'd be interesting, though. I mean, that'd be a nice twist.
I want to see it.
Yeah, I do too. I actually think they'd be good together. So
It'd be perfect because then Deacon's free.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
We only want one thing around here. Deacon free.
Single.
For Rayna. Yes, yes. Well, what did you think about when, I mean, at the beginning I was, not really surprised, but to flat out, kind of lie to Rayna from the beginning about, well, I called the paramedics, they did everything they could,
I think it's predictable. I mean, he's a jackass.
Yeah.
So he did what he did, and he knows why he did it. And I know that he felt guilty at the end, but he let a man die. Like, regardless of who it is, he could have saved a life, and he could have been that much more of a hero, and his daughters would have loved him that much more, and Rayna would have respected him that much more. But he chose the other side, and he regrets it. And
because it's their grandfather, his father. It's not it wasn't just a powerful
man,
a-hole that it was somebody
you're hurting your own children.
Yeah.
They're losing a grandfather.
I would think to look into their faces and know, that's
and well, I was actually happy that Teddy, he had the right to tell Rayna up front, like be the first person for her to receive the news from him directly instead of her finding out from like media or anything. So that was good that Teddy did that.
Yeah, I think so too. And I do like that Deacon went over, to talk to her about it in person, and requested to be at the funeral.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see Juliette want to go to the funeral too.
Yeah,
to show
and
that
I feel
her
like
support.
when she was talking to Deacon, saying you should be worried about her. Because she went through that with her mom, and she acted like she didn't care. And then at the end, we saw how much she cared.
Yeah.
So she knows exactly what Rayna's going through, and I'm really happy she was there for her, too.
Yeah. I thought there was one moment when I got mad at Rayna again, just because sometimes I think she always says the meanest things to Deacon, but when he first came over, and then she's like, well, you haven't been here in a long time.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, yeah, because you
kind of shut him
push
out.
him away.
Yeah.
Like, she always makes it like he just didn't care about her, Rayna.
But he
into
did
it already.
Oh, she didn't tell. She told him about the mom, but she didn't tell him about Lamar trying to kill Teddy. Ended up killing Peggy. Because he doesn't know that. I don't think Deacon knows that. Because she said, well, that's not all of it or something.
Yeah,
like
I think you're right. She just said and that's not even all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he only knows,
partial.
He knows enough.
He's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
If only you knew, Deacon, if only you knew.
Well, maybe he'll find out eventually.
Because they're going to go in bed together and then talk about it later.
Pillow talk.
I see it. Writers.
Better be listening.
We hope.
Yes.
Well,
Rayna was taking it really hard.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I can see why, because she was so angry with him. And I mean, I think it's a very understandable how she took it and how she reacted to the whole thing. And she was so mad at Tandy. She was taking it out on everybody. Even that's why she kind of lashed out at Deacon. She was so angry.
Well, and another thing is that Rayna ended on an angry note with her father. So she didn't get the proper closure that she should have. And so, yes, she was going to be angry then. Because last episode she was angry with Lamar. And this episode she was still kind of angry and didn't get that closure.
Yeah, and you're right. And she didn't have any time to really process everything that she had been hit with. You know, of course she gets this information and has a big blow up, but that she hasn't had the time to kind of come down from it and really talk to him more about it. And you know, so that's got to be hard when all of a sudden when you leave things on those terms,
especially when the last thing you said to somebody who dies is "you're dead to me."
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was.
He was really dead to her.
I wonder if he's going to come back.
Maybe
have a ghost?
flashback, dream, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll show up in Resurrection.
You're catching that.
Coming back.
Yeah. Sorry. All right. Anything else on this episode that we've
I just want to talk about
Rayna completely broke down.
Breakdown.
Yeah.
I thought
called
that was,
it.
Yes, you did call it while we were watching it. You're like, she's gonna break down at the end, and I'm so glad she did because I feel like she got everything out finally. But I love that she said no more lying, because she's not crying because he died, but she's crying because of everything they've done and the whole family has done. And then you see Teddy standing there like, crap.
Yeah.
How am I going to tell her now?
Yeah. And I thought both of them, just to have both of those two guilty parties, like
they're
just
such
like,
liars.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy, but that was such good acting on Connie Britton's part.
Yeah.
Great acting. And also from Judith. I mean, we saw Tandy get really emotionally affected right away. And because, you know, this whole scandal with her and Lamar this whole season. So, you know, Tandy had problems too. Yeah. Candy had problems with Lamar as well.
Yeah. And Judith, we had Judith in last week.
She was so sweet.
Yeah,
Judith
that was last week. It
week.
just wasn't a show. Yeah, so sweet. So such a great episode for her this week.
Yeah,
so,
she was great.
Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah, listen to the Judith Hogue spotlight on AfterBuzz interview. Pretty fun.
Yeah.
I'm so bummed I wasn't there.
Yeah, all you Nashville fans that missed it, we did a special interview with her on our off night last week, so you can check that out on the AfterBuzz website too, in your spare time.
After the show.
She was a blast.
Awesome.
I gotta say, because you know we just talk about the characters here, and we've always kind of not bagged on Tandy, but we've been frustrated with her a lot, you know, for things, and but then after her coming in, it's like, yep, we're new. Tandy. Yeah, and we definitely want to see things happen for her. We want to see this love and some love interest for her and some more story.
Yeah, I agree.
So if we get season 3, we'll go for that. Yes. All right. Well, shall we move into? We just have a tiny bit of news and gossip.
Yes.
AfterBuzz TV News.
I'll let you say it, Marisa, because we both had the same piece.
Okay. Well, Shaylee, who plays Zoe in the show, she just had her debut performance at the Grand Ole Opry this past week.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I was checking Twitter this whole week, and like I love the cast members. They're just so supportive of each other, and they're just good friends in real life. And then I saw like pictures of them just tweeting at each other and like with each other, like selfies and stuff. And they seem like people you just want to hang out with.
Yeah, they really
sing
do.
songs with.
Let's go to Nashville.
I know, we're trying to get that set visit. But yeah, I agree. It just seems like they're having such a good time on set and off set, and yeah, we just think it'd be a blast to be in Nashville right now with them.
Yeah, and I think it was like maybe 2 weeks ago, before the show came back. I watched Hayden Panettiere on the David Letterman show, and she was just talking about her Nashville career, and she seemed just like a fun, bubbly person, and she laughed a lot throughout the interview. I highly suggest just go to David Letterman and find Hayden Panettiere in February. Oh, cool. It's a fun interview, and she just talks about Nashville and the past projects she's done and stuff.
It's so weird when I see her on shows and late night TV and doing interviews, I still see her as Juliette because it's something Juliette would do.
Yeah.
I can't. I have to.
And she seems nothing.
Juliette.
Yeah, she seems nothing like Juliette too in real life, and she seems like a really cool person to talk to. And another thing, like the Heroes NBC Heroes show, which Hayden Panettiere aired on, like they're rebooting, and I'm like, how are they going to do that without the cheerleader?
Her, right?
You can't save the cheerleader and save the world without Hayden Panettiere. I mean, come on.
Nicely done.
Yeah, good one.
I don't know. So I've loved Hayden Panettiere's career. So she's
amazing.
I've had to throw
She's
that
still so
in
young.
there.
Yeah.
Had to throw that in there.
That's great. All right, well, let's go ahead and dive into our predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Ooh, eerie.
I think so far I only have one, and it's just that I did think that I think we were going to see a Megan Teddy hookup or get together eventually. I do think when she crawled back into bed and Deacon, I can't remember. Oh, I thought I wrote it down, but he said something. She said you need to be there for the people in need or something. So I thought she was like, oh, that's just why I was there. I'm in when Teddy's in need.
Yes, that
so
would
I
help people.
Yes. So that's one of my predictions.
I think we saw it in the previews. Juliette. See, Juliette hooks up with Jeff.
Was it?
Did we see that?
We saw the back of a blonde hair. Someone was blonde.
I'm really
but
hoping
I'm not sure if it was
Juliette.
If it wasn't Juliette. I was gonna say Hayden again too.
I totally missed that one.
I really hope it's not. I don't want her to ruin what she has with Avery. I'm rooting for them.
Oh, he looked pretty good in that trailer. I gotta say, I'm glad they're making. I mean, he's a sexy guy, and they've always talked about it. They've made him such a jerk that I mean, you still gotta have him be you still have to have him be a jerk because he can't switch and be a nice guy on the sudden.
So soon.
But yeah, at least they had him looking pretty good.
I think this whole Scarlett Liam relationship is going to take a turn for the worst. Ooh. It might, because we see Rayna, she's not happy about it. But if that affects Scarlett's career and her recording contract situation, I don't know, something could really go down bad.
I think you're right, because I think there's so much writing on that, because Rayna, they dropped that bomb like, oh, I've put everything in her, it's so important. They kind of just dropped that this episode. So I think that
there.
You can't. I predict that Rayna's going to be like, you two can't work together anymore.
Ooh. And then it's going to jeopardize her album.
Now, what happened to all of her pills this episode?
I know, we didn't see her pop
we didn't know.
She still seemed she was drinking, and she still seemed like disheveled when she was, looking, when she didn't know Deacon was performing, and she's talking to Megan in the bathroom.
She's like, oh, maybe he didn't tell me, or maybe you forgot, or maybe you weren't completely there.
But we never saw any of the pills, which I thought was interesting, because we saw so much of it.
And I really hope they bring it back, though, and take care of, like, bring it up somehow,
bring it back.
Have somebody know, or Rayna find out, or Deacon find out. That would be awesome.
I feel like, unfortunately, Scarlett seems like a very codependent person. Like, she needs other people in her life to succeed.
Absolutely.
And because we see her, she's by herself. She's really lonely right now. But she goes away in a small corner and feeling sorry for herself when she's alone. So she needs other people, and I don't know, it's just not pretty.
Yeah, you're right. Your prediction, if that's true, then maybe once that blows up, then she could go back we could see the pills come back, and then that could be something bad that could lead up to towards the end of the
can't leave us hanging with that.
Oh, and I kind of miss Luke Wheeler in this episode.
Yeah,
he was on the phone, but we didn't see him.
Yeah, it looks like he'll be back next week. So we'll get a little more of him.
And we didn't see Layla either tonight, which I don't really mess with her or like her character.
I didn't either.
The young singer who's
or the other.
there's
a lot of people missing.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Maybe next episode.
Yes.
We'll
there you go. All right, well, where can everybody find you ladies at?
You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Violet Kanian.
And you can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at Serafini TV.
And you can find me on all those at JJ Jurgens and on my blog at tomgirl.tv. All right, well, thank you guys all for joining us, and we'll see you again next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.